So there is Star Saber as he comes, and then we will equip the new combat to him. Victory Leo. There we go. It does look very cool in the showroom. On the conversion, sadly, it does not equip on the bot. It doesn't change Deathasaurus in any way, which is a shame. I really like the fact that Victory Leo changes the look of Star Saber. That's pretty cool. But Tigerchest doesn't, sadly. And there he is. So on this version, it actually shows that it's separate. But yeah, quite a shame really that it shows Tigerchest is separate. But it is what it is. So let's have a look what the combat does. So you may see this in the newsletter. So Victory Leo increases health by 32%. So we did say in testing that the problem with Star Saber is that it doesn't survive long enough. He needs more survivability when using his ability. As well as fires a grenade that deals 100% of the bot's damage. So you're talking around 120%. You're talking about 800 damage the grenade will do. The grenade freezes targets within the blast radius, reducing their speed by 70%. Okay, so we drop Star Saber. So I'll just try and slow it down a bit for you. So you can see there, it fires that grenade, causes ice in an area. Very cool. Firing sort of ice shots. Now I've taken out that structure there. And there we go. Helps him sort of sit back a bit, doing some, decent damage, decent ice, sort of icing things. There's that ice again. You can see in a decent range. So you talk like a square difference between the two. Very, very cool. So to test this combat, I thought it was alright. I didn't think it was too bad. But the problem is not the combat. The problem is Star Saber and Deathasaurus. The problem is that it does very little for them. It's cool that it does that ice thing, that sort of ice freezing. But does it make Star Saber a Prime League hard mode worthy bot? Does it make him better at Zen farming? No, it doesn't either. It doesn't do anything to really improve him. It's a decent combat. Is it going to make him relevant? No, sadly not. It's not going to revitalise the bot for what it is. If this was a combat on a good bot, I might consider it quite good. I like the combat. But the fact it's on Deathasaurus and Star Saber, that's the problem. Is that you're putting a good combat on an awful bot. If I brought out a really good combat tomorrow, would you, and it only equipped on Drift, would you put Drift in your war team? No, you wouldn't. Because Drift is awful. You simply wouldn't. No matter how good the combat is. It's because of his ability. His ability lets him down. So, Space Heat brought out a core for him. So, listen. If the combat's not going to do it, maybe the core will make Space Heat relevant. So, looking at Star Saber and Deathasaurus' new core. So, the V-Lock cannon increases standard damage by stat value. It's bugged. So, I believe this was actually a lot more than what it is. I believe we had it around 20%, but I believe when it's come out, it's around 14% now. So, there's a bit of a thing there. And fires a ricochet shot. So, please tell me in the chat, when you hear this description of standard damage, but not DPS, so it doesn't increase ability, and fires a ricochet shot, what do you think of when you say ricochet shot? What do you think of exactly? What does that speak to you that it's like? Fires a ricochet shot every 8 seconds that deals damage. How much? Would have been good to know. 20% extra to frozen or electrified targets. Now, we've just spoken about how his core freezes around the area, so it's good that it does 20% extra damage. But it'd be nice to know how much damage it does, so we can test the 20% extra. Now, I've said before, Space Ape, I've said in my last video, make this cool. That's how I ended my video when we were talking about Star Saber, about Victory Leo, when we heard it was coming out. That was my message to Space Ape. Make this cool. So let's go. Star Saber is coming out to the blocks. He's going to hit the target from range. Ricochet. Where's the ricochet? Can you see a ricochet? I can't see a ricochet. I see nothing. So at the moment, this new core, this new combat, that is going to make Star Saber relevant again. If you want to go chasing this combat, if you want to go chasing this core, guys, buying loads of bundles, be my guest. But I will not be one of them. And we've been speaking endlessly in test, and it just seems like I'm repeating myself constantly about this. That we keep saying to Space Ape, listen, you've got to make Star Saber relevant again because of his ability. Reducing the cost will not help that. And it's not because of the cost either. They could make it 3+3, and I don't even think it'd be as relevant. And it's not a cost thing. It's that he doesn't survive. He will go in for one swipe. If he doesn't swipe back, he's dead. So you've got to use him twice. So it is costly to use twice. But you need to increase his survivability. And we're saying, for his core, for his combat, give him a shield. Give him a shield like the warriors get. Give him a massive health boost or something so that when he does charge in, he can charge in, drop that ice bomb, do some damage. I'd be pretty happy with that. But he rushes in and dies. Star Saber's ability is the problem with Star Saber. It's not the bot itself. I like the combat, it gives him a bit of range. I do like that, so it's not as melee. But Space Ape keeps saying, there's something cool coming. They said that, then they brought the 5-star out, and we're like, oh, is this it? Is this the cool thing that it's coming as a 5-star? No. There's something else. There's something cool coming, and they reduced his cost. We're like, is this the cool thing coming? No, listen. Something else is coming that's cool. All right, so what is it? His G1 core? No. It's not that. Something else is coming that's cool. All right, is it Victory Leo? No, something else is coming that's cool. But what is it? What is it? You're asking people to go and get this combat, to go and get this core, to go and level Star Saber and get him as a 5-star on the promise that something cool is coming. Well, I put it to you, Space Ape, that nothing cool is coming. I put it to you that every time you say this, you think you're bringing something out cool. And you think, yeah, this has not done it. The next thing I bring out needs to be cool and make him relevant. And you bring that out thinking it's making him relevant. And it doesn't make him relevant. So you think, we need something else. So now they're pretty much saying that his ability 11 will make him relevant. And I can't see it. I can't see it. Listen, if they bring out an ability 11 for Star Saber, and it makes him relevant, so he's a Prime League hard mode worthy bot, and it makes me level that bot to put in my war team, I will do a formal apology on stream to Space Ape, saying, I apologise, I didn't have faith in you, I should have faith from now on. But that ain't gonna happen, let's be honest. Because too many times we've been in this situation where we've said, Space Ape has said, we're gonna do this. We're gonna buff Drillhorn and Nose Cone. That was 3 years ago. You know, we're gonna buff some older bots. That was 2 years ago. We're gonna bring out more ability 11s. That was 3 years ago. So there's so many things that they've said, we're gonna do this. This is gonna happen. It just doesn't happen. And you know, Daly's saying that, oh yeah, we're under some pressure at the minute, and that is why. What about the other 2 years before that? People are losing faith completely in Space Ape's ability to bring out new content. And this is where the rumours of the game winding down is coming from. That the apes are interested, that they're just doing one big money grab at the end now. These are why these rumours are happening. This is why people are saying this. Because every time we get promised something, it doesn't happen. Plain and simple. And they concentrate on the big features like Titans, like the big War update, like the new combiners, because they know that will make them big money. Whereas the everyday stuff that needs to work, they're not putting much effort into. And they said, oh, we're fixing bugs. I don't know what the last bug they fixed was. Was it 2 weeks ago now? 3 weeks ago? And there's so many. But, you know, Space Ape. If you are watching this, honestly, and I hope they are, they'll say sometimes watching my streams. And it amazes me that he says watching my streams, but none of this actually gets through to them. That you need to do something with Deathasaurus. Quite drastic. You know, a slight cost reduction and a core is not going to change it. And the annoying thing is that the playtesters have been in the chat saying, why don't you try this? Why don't you do that? We've also been talking about something else as well in that chat. And we're talking, saying, you should do this. And when I was saying it, I was like, this is a solution. And a lot of the playtesters said, I agree with Wozza. That is a solution. And I'm willing to bet that when we talk about this in more in depth, when I can talk about it, they won't do that. They won't do it because it's too much like hard work for them. It's too much work. They've got this new programmer on, Jesse. I've never seen the guy. I don't know. He's not in the chat, so I can't comment. I don't know how he's doing. I don't know. But they've got a new programmer on. Dale's supposed to be helping out as well. But it just seems like they're just stuck in mud. And they're not listening. They say they listen, and they do listen. But it seems to me that they listen and go, okay, that would be good, but we're not going to do that for whatever reason. And you can make your own mind up on why that is. But until then, sadly, Deathasaurus, Star Saber, for me, he's literally staying level 51. I'll own 51 in case something comes that makes him relevant. I just don't want him to be another sackbot. If we just give him a shield, he's going to be another expensive sackbot. And so honestly, there's cheaper options out there, so I don't see the point. It just makes base design go backwards in my view. He needs to be made relevant so he does damage. And I've said he needs a damage increase. You know, I don't think that maybe doing 2 swipes and then killing half of the base will be too much because of the healing cores. You know, if you want to have all your healing cores in one section of the healing cluster, Star Saber should be able to take out the rest of the base maybe in an area. But not that healing cluster. Or you could space your healing cores out. You know, to combat Star Saber. I don't think that's ridiculous. You know, but it's in Space Ape's hands. They keep saying something cool is coming. I hope it is. I'm hopeful. But I'm pessimistic about it. And we'll have to wait and see, sadly. But for the time being, I wouldn't really bother chasing this core, guys. If you get it, brilliant. Put it on him. Great. But there's better combats out there that can be put on him. There's better cores that can be put on him. And there's better bots to use, if I'm honest.